Hey everybody, welcome back to the Few Show. My name is Bud. I am Chief of Staff at Xfusion.io and co-host of the Few Show. I'm excited to be joined today by my guest, Wolfred Wanch. Wolfred is the founder of Cryptominium. He has 10 years of experience with a successful sales history in enterprise software and Microsoft Azure Solutions. Wolfred has developed excellent working relationships with IT and C-level clients across different industries. Wolfred, thanks for being on the show, buddy. It's great to have you today.
Thank you, Bud. Thank you for having me, and I'm happy to be here.
Yeah. Hey, bud. It's I want to talk to you a little bit. You have a varied background, which includes software development, sales, marketing, finance, all this different kind of stuff. But you decided to land on crypto. What brought you into the crypto space, and why did you decide to land here?
Well, I learned about Bitcoin a little bit around 2012, and I didn't stick around. And around 2016, I started investing in crypto. I started developing more interest in crypto, and I soon realized this is for me. This is what I need to do. So while I was working my full-time job, I keep on investing. So every other week, I get my paycheck. So I would put whatever I have left over, I put it in crypto. And after the pandemic, I realized, okay, I need to be in this full time. And I jump. It's like, usually people say they jump with both feet. I splash 100% in.
Yeah, you absolutely went 100% in.
Yeah.
You decided to start your own business, Cryptominium. You decided to go it alone. You don't have a co-founder, do you?
Right. I do have a co-founder.
Oh, you do have a co-founder. Okay.
Co-founder. She's online. She's happened to be my wife as well.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, I didn't catch that. I'm sorry about that.
That's one thing I want to add. It's not only I started Cryptominium. It's been about a year ago. I'm 100% invested in crypto. When I say 100% invested in crypto, I'm living on cryptocurrency for about.
Oh, wow.
So no additional income from any other source. So 100%. This is how vested I am. So when I left my full-time job, I take my 401k, I take all my saving, and put it all on crypto. So it feels. So I'm 100% invested. It's not like, for me, it's I'm drinking my own Kool-Aid. It's not something.
Yeah, you absolutely are.
It's not something I'm telling people, oh, do this, do that, but I'm in it. I'm living it every single day.
Yeah. What made you such a believer in crypto that you were willing to do this? And I mean, your wife, obviously, did you talk her into this, or did she just believe in crypto that much as well? Like, what made you guys believe so much in cryptocurrency that you went full bore into this thing?
So we talk about it. And she could see the result when we start investing. In crypto, and it's the freedom that cryptocurrency gave us. Which you don't have that opportunity yet with any other asset class. So one of the things about cryptocurrency, there is no barrier of limit you can get in. You don't have to be an accredited investor. You don't have to have like a zillion of dollars to get in, or you don't have to know anybody in specific place to get into crypto. As a matter of fact, you can start with, no matter what you have, like $10. You can be part of that asset class. So it all started with Bitcoin. If we look at the promise of Bitcoin, there's only 21 million Bitcoin that will ever be created. So therefore, for sure where it's going. Since the inception of Bitcoin, the price of Bitcoin keep on going. It's like every year. It doesn't matter. Even you heard the volatility. If you have invested in Bitcoin, let's say last year, you didn't do anything, you don't lose any money. It doesn't matter if the price drop 15-20%. You'll still be in it. But for me, it's I was always looking for something at the beginning of it. Obviously, I couldn't be part of the internet, the internet boom.
Sure.
But when crypto come, I know for sure, I know this is the future. It's not only when people, it's not the focus only on Bitcoin, the digital currency, or all the other cryptocurrency, but there's a technology underlying that is interesting. And if you have a chance to go on my website, to go on Cryptominium, you can do a search to start looking at the innovation coming into that space. And in the future, I believe, in the next 5 to 10 years, I believe almost every business will have some form of crypto payment. And as you can see, the bank was trying to resist it, but they are all in. Most of them, all the big banks, they have some form of investment in crypto. I'm pretty sure soon your banker might call you and say, hey, bud, I see you have some nice investment, but have you thinking about diversifying into crypto? So some people start receiving that call.
Now, the crypto is something that I know very, very little about at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm glad that you're on. I didn't realize that you could fully live on cryptocurrency at this point. Like, how does that look on your day to day? I didn't realize. Can you buy food? Can you buy everything on crypto right now?
Now you almost everything. So it's one thing I would say. It's not for everybody yet. It's not a decision everybody can decide to say, oh, today I'm going to live on crypto. It's not like you have a full-time job, you receive a paycheck every week. There is up and down. You have to plan. You have to be very careful. So when I decide to make that decision, I look at all the pros and cons. And that forced me to change the way I live, the way I spend, and the way I see money in general, the way I do everything that I do. All my bills, all my I have to look at that. I have to look at what I'm doing on. I cannot make decision from, oh, I'm gonna have a paycheck next week, so I cannot make a decision like that. My decision has to be long term. I say, okay, I can look at this month based on the market result, and I can make my decision. But there's so much opportunity in the crypto space. If you dig, if you take your time, it's gut-wrenching at first when you just get in it, because if you don't get used to it, the price goes up and then the price can shoot down like so low, just to make you want to cry if you have all your investment in crypto. But we look at it. I look at it. It's like the strategy is you have to invest in long term and short term, and then give you the opportunity for passive income as well. So that if you look at it that way, and then you be patient, it's a learning curve. So they are saying at the beginning, if I knew, I would have done better. But that's what happened in life. You learn, you live, and you correct your mistake, and you keep on living. But one thing, when you asked about crypto, now if you, I don't know if you heard of Coinbase.
Yes.
Okay, Coinbase issue a Visa card, a debit card, so you can spend directly in crypto with your Visa card, with your Visa debit card. So there are some other company that does it as well. There are so many cards out there. You can just straight from your crypto account, you spend with it.
Yeah, this is crazy. There's a whole world that is about to be opened up to me. Okay, so before we just go off on a complete tangent, because I could see us going off on a complete tangent and just talking for a long time about what we didn't intend to talk about. Let's bring it back to Cryptominium,
yeah,
and let's talk about Cryptominium and then we can tangent off again after we talk about what we came here to talk about. So tell us about Cryptominium.
I will answer that question.
And
I will answer that question, but I have a quick question for you. What is your first impression when you go on cryptominium.com? Since I know you have a chance to look at it, what was your first impression?
Well, my first impression is, number one, it's a very handsome website. Number two, there is just tons of information on there. I had no idea, first of all, that there was so many different types of crypto.
Yes.
I mean, the first page has 101 different types of crypto, and I guess there's 8,522 different types.
Yes.
I only looked at the first page because I was already overwhelmed.
Yeah.
I had no idea. Like I've heard of Bitcoin, I've heard of Dogecoin. I've heard of Binance. I've only heard of like 3 or 4 of these, right? No idea there was that many. Another thing that I noticed when I got on there is that you have up-to-date listings of the stock numbers. I mean, just everything on there about every single one of these. You have the history of each of these coins, just as much as you can, the history of how they came to be, and their stock numbers up to date, the daily, weekly, and monthly stock numbers. Just tons and tons of information. I didn't click on the learning part because I knew if I did, then I would stick there and I wouldn't be ready for the show. Oh. So after the show, I will click on that and I will start learning.
I'm definitely clicking on the learning. So the platform is there. So we are still we are working on it. It will need to be unlocked. We are preparing. We have a course that will be ready, and then some other free learning. You can go learn all kinds of stuff about crypto. So to go back to the question about crypto, I'm glad I asked that question, and this is the specific reason why we built Cryptominium. So one thing that happened in the crypto space, first of all, when you go to the crypto space, there's so much information, there's so much project going on. First of all, we wanted to bring everything in one place. For if you are new to crypto, at least there is a place you can go. You can explore the world of crypto. It's not only that we are a crypto directory. We focus as well on the businesses or the organization behind those cryptocurrency. So if you go, usually when people go to crypto, they only think about the digital asset. But if you look at what is coming, which is the blockchain technology, the underline of the digital asset, there's so much innovation coming in that space. You will be surprised to see insurance company they are building on blockchain. It's like if you start exploring, it's like there is no limit of what can happen on the blockchain. So overall, Cryptominium, what we are doing, we are building a one-stop shop for everything that needs to happen in crypto. So if you are seeking to learn about crypto, this space will be for you. You want to look at the price of cryptocurrency, is the same for you. And we create this space for the organization to connect and for people to learn about new projects out there. So we just started building this project, and we have so much more we are going to build in the future.
Yeah. Well, it's if you're not to where you want to be, you're on an excellent start with this website. And you built this yourself, you said?
I built the prototype. Myself on WordPress. And I was just giving it a try, and realized I started having a lot of calls, a lot of people start reaching out. I said, okay, I'm on something. So I bring some developer in. I'm working with an excellent developer. Is my CTO. So we go back and we build everything from scratch, so that we customize it to be 100% of what we want. So whatever the reason why we build it from scratch, there are so many features out there we couldn't bring from we couldn't plug and play from a different platform. So we had to build everything customized, customize everything. So we have a team of developers working on it day and night.
Nice. Well, there's a ton of information in there, and it's like there's so much. You could spend hours on this website and not get all the information that's on there. So I think you guys have done a tremendous job. Coming from somebody that doesn't really know what to look for or what he's looking at. Like, I mean, I could learn so much about crypto and the blockchain now. If somebody knows exactly what they're looking for, I'm sure they can get to where they wanted to be, fairly quickly. But for somebody that's just learning, there's a ton of information
we just started
on this website. So
we just started, and there will be way more information to be added to this space. Even myself, I'm in this space. It's hard to keep up. So that's why we build the platform, so that you don't have to go here and there. So the goal is we want you to go on Cryptominium, you hit the search button, find almost anything about crypto. So we are not trying to do everything else. Our focus is 100% on crypto and blockchain technology. So this is what Google has done for the world and everything. That's what we are trying to do for the world of crypto with Cryptominium.
Yeah. Well, good start.
Thank you.
Yeah. No, thank you. Because I'll put that as one of my favorites, and I'll start looking. I know that my co-founders are into crypto, and I'll lean him towards this. I have a meeting with him for the rest of the day after this show until my next show this afternoon, and I'll tell him about this, and I'm sure he'll go head first into this website for sure. But it's just, I'm still just kind of mind blown that you started investing in 2016, and then you just went, all in, and you're just living fully on crypto. That just blows my mind.
100%.
I don't know that I've ever heard of anybody, and I'm sure there's people that do it.
Yeah.
But I've never heard of anybody just living strictly off crypto.
Yeah.
So you've never, from what I can see, and I could be wrong again. I was wrong on you being a solopreneur, but from what I can see, you've never been an entrepreneur before. Like you've worked in some spaces with some entrepreneurs, but is this your first foray into entrepreneurship?
No. It's like
okay.
I would say this is a long story. I left my job before, started a business in Montreal, Canada, and then come back. It didn't work out the way I wanted. Do it. I had various websites prior to that I built. I was heavily invested in affiliate marketing at one point, and the space started changing, and I left it. It was getting so crowded, so I left it. So I've done quite a few things. So I think my first venture was when I was in elementary school. My family used to have a business, and I used to take cookie from the business and go sell it at school and make the profit, give them the rest of the money, and keep the profit.
So this has been in your blood for a long time.
Yes.
You've been an entrepreneur for a long, long time.
Yes. As long as I live, it's like
nice.
Even when I was working full time, I always seeking something on the side to do, because I don't like the limitation when you have a full time job. sometimes for me, this is for me. I don't like the limitation on how much I can earn. So always looking for ways to earn a little bit more.
Yeah. Okay. So now that you brought that up, I kind of want to take a pivot back into your childhood, because you're living in Texas right now.
Yes.
You sure don't sound like you're from Texas. So when you were selling those cookies, I don't think you were selling those in Texas.
No.
You're from Haiti.
I'm from
right?
Haiti. I'm from Haiti.
So let's talk about that. Let's talk about that connection. I want to talk about your 1 Million Trees project, and just talk about your heart for the Haiti people, and how you want to help the country again right now.
Sure. So the 1 Million Tree Project, I'm sitting on the board of a nonprofit organization called Doxa Foundation International. So when we started, they have a lot of projects going on down there, and we said, why don't we do something that can have an impact? And we started the project to plant 1 million tree in Haiti. So right now, this is a project that we are working on. We are trying to raise money. We are raising money to plant 1 million tree in Haiti. But we realize soon maybe that 1 million tree will not be enough. Maybe we'll be able to plant more trees. But it's a project that we are working on. And it's a project we choose that project because it has an effect directly on the environment in Haiti, because we have an issue with people cutting trees a lot and they don't replace it. So we are trying to say, okay, this is our contribution, not only to the people. What the interesting part of the tree we want to plant is they have to have foods. Like, not only is it a tree, but people can use it, they can eat. So because it's very difficult.
Okay.
So that's what we are trying. That's what we are trying to achieve in that project. But the organization has reached beyond that. We are building school. We are helping
Nice.
in different areas.
Nice. So why are they cutting down the trees? Is it to build buildings, or why are the trees being cut down and not being replanted?
It's a long story. They were cutting trees because of economic distress. It was one of the ways for people to make a living. They cut the tree to turn into charcoal and sell it. So this is the majority of the tree that was cutting, that they were cutting for that purpose.
Okay. So how, if somebody's watching this and they want to help that project, how can they do that? And we'll put this on the landing page as well. But.
Yeah, you can go to doxafi.org. You can donate, or any other way you want to help. You can go to the website, reach out to the organization, and then you can support us. We send children to school as well. We build school, so we are doing a lot of things. Whatever you feel is your interest, you can support us that way. It's not only money.
Nice.
You can come, anybody with expertise. That person is welcome as well to assist us.
What have you found is your biggest pain point so far?
If the question was, you said, what is my biggest pain point?
Yes.
Okay. So with Cryptominium, as you say, it's a new company, it's a new asset class, it's a new category of business coming up. One of the things is it's awareness. We are still, despite Bitcoin, beside the crypto market, it's a $2 trillion market cap, but it's still young. I believe it's about one. I don't know if the number is exact, but it's around that, about 1% of the world population will know about crypto. So everybody in this space will still, beside the website that already built, the business that already built, maybe 3-4 years ago, but everybody is trying to create awareness in this space. Like, especially I come to that because it's not a surprise. Oh, I didn't know anything about crypto. So there are like millions of people that don't know anything about crypto. That could be a little bit of challenge. But this is the entire industry is working on that to create awareness to bring people to this space. Because once you come to this space, it will change. That already changed a lot of people's life, including my life. That allowed me to do things that I want to do on my own time, my own schedule, by using crypto. But we are building the website. One thing that we feel that was missing out there was no focus on the organization that built those technology. So this is why we built the website. So when I was doing research, I was trying to, when you go online, if you are not part of some specific group, possibly you won't know about certain company. But we try to make that happen on Cryptominium. So if you don't know anything about cryptocurrency, you don't know anything about blockchain, you just start playing around, to see what is around, and then you will learn a lot about this space. That give you a quick view of this space. It's not as narrow as you might think it is, because if you go on the traditional media, usually they will be talking about Bitcoin, or they will be talking about Coinbase, because Coinbase went public. So
yeah,
this is what we are trying to do. Create awareness, allow people to, when you come to Cryptominium, you have a chance to have more than one view of what is in this space.
So with you and your wife running this thing, you guys have been going full bore at this for a while. Have you guys been able to take a breath? Like, are you guys able to take a break? What do you guys do for hobbies to kind of get yourself away from work? Especially with you and your wife running this thing, like, your wife probably can't tell you, hey, step back from work. What do you guys do to just kind of get away?
We try to get away. Every time we try to get away, we get right back into it, especially if I'm talking to work. And we have a team, so it's not only the two of us. We have a team of like 6 people that run the business. But it's very diverse. The team is different places, in Toronto, in Wisconsin, in Pakistan. So the team is
nice.
It's not in one place. It's very, like we say, it's very international. So we try the best that we can to, from time to time, to get away, but the conversation always lead back to it. I always find myself sometime in the middle of the night thinking of something, get up, running up the bed, run to my office, write it down so that I don't forget it, or start working on it right away. If it is something for the team, for the developer, I will just think about it, write it right away, or shoot an email so that when the developer open the email, they can see the first one, say, oh, we need to work on this. So we try our best, but the advantage, it doesn't feel like work.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like work. When you go to work, you have like, you go 9 to 5, you focus 100%, that's what you do. But we have the flexibility to do other things in between. But it seems we can't escape it yet.
Yeah. It's, that's the nature of a startup, though, right? I mean, it's nice to try and get away, but you just kind of can't.
No.
Until you get to that steady state, and who knows when that steady state comes.
We don't know.
Right. So how are you able to bridge some of your past experiences, especially from some other fields, into what you're doing now?
I have a chance. The experience that you can bring. It doesn't matter, even if it is crypto. It's still a startup. It's still the
Mm-hmm.
same, or almost the same principle as any other organization. The only difference is the field that is different. You are thinking about crypto, it's a new asset class. You have to work a little bit twice as hard because you will go somewhere, you talk about somebody asks you, what do you do? I say, oh, I'm in crypto. You say, huh? What is that? So you try to explain.
You say, huh?
Yeah. Sometimes people get lost. You started explaining and then you realize people get lost. They don't have a clue. So, oh, okay. You have to find a better way to explain it. Or sometimes you cannot even tell them to go to your website. You get them more confused. But I think it's something I believe the entire space is working hard on to create the awareness. But as far as for experience, like I said, it's all the experience that I had in the past. Whatever you do, it's still the same concept. It's a business. You have to run it. You have to deal with people. You have to deal with technology. You have to find a way to push the business, to create awareness, to find a way to say, okay, how to build the best product to give to be for the business to be successful. So if somebody is new to crypto, I would say, if you whatever field that you are in, there's something you can bring to the space with your experience, because it's about everything. When you look at the innovator that are building in this space, they are building all kind of things you don't think about. I'm looking at when I go on my website, even myself, I'm surprised to look at what people are building that I wouldn't think about. So it's endless. It's going everywhere. If you can remember, at the beginning of the dot-com boom, there were a bunch of websites. Some of them is no longer there. Some of them did not mean anything. But they grow so fast. People at one point, people used to say, "Oh, I will never purchase anything online." Boy, this pandemic has changed everything. Even if you didn't want to,
Yeah.
now you have like, hey, you have to buy something online. Otherwise, I don't know what would happen. But I feel that's what's going to happen in the crypto space. It will be everywhere. Your bank, some of the bank is already requesting license to custody crypto. You possibly now you will have your crypto and then say, oh, instead of keeping it, you go to your bank, say, can you hold my crypto for me?
So kind of staying on that point, where do you stand on the regulation of crypto? Because I know that I've heard arguments on both sides. Some people want it regulated, some people don't. Where do you stand on the regulation of that, and why?
I think if we are living in society, every society that allows us to live together, it's because of some rule we establish. I know there are things I cannot go to your property and break things that will not because of those rules. It's the same thing for the crypto. In every industry, there is good, there's good people, there's bad people. So there are people you always find people with bad intention who try to do things. That's why regulation has his role to play in it. I don't know what the regulation should look like because it's not my field. I'm not an expert in making laws, but he has to have some regulation. And at the point that we are right now, the government has no choice to participate to regulate it. Because if you look at billion of dollars, people are already billionaire in that space.
Yeah.
Okay. So a lot of people are making a lot of money in that space. So what the government is going to do about it? So you are going to turn your eyes on it. You turn your head on crypto. So the majority of people in crypto, I don't think they have a problem with regulation.
Okay.
Maybe it's the type of regulation some people that are not informed want to inflict on crypto. That could be the issue.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's like it's a business. If you are running a business in every country in the world, there's the government. There are people involved. There's a lot of emotion involved. I think there need to be some rules as well. So again, I would say I don't know what those rules should be. I don't know what they are, but we have to be very cautious not to kill innovation by putting rules that you put the rules. If you don't, what I would say for a senator or a house member that if they are looking at this, just to go learn about crypto, learn about it a little bit, to have like an informed opinion before you start making any regulation, before you start creating any rule in this space.
Well, I think someone like you could help inform them and be at the forefront of what regulation could and should look like.
I know a lot of smart people in this space that know laws that are in this space they can talk to, and that's how I educate myself. Since it is not my 4 days, I'm not specialized in law. I have to listen to those people because they have the experience. They bring the experience from the traditional market to the crypto space. This is what I was saying at first. It doesn't matter what your expertise is today. If you come to crypto, usually you will use whatever your experience is. That's what you will bring to the forefront in crypto. Like let's say you go to crypto right now, one of the best. I don't know. I could be totally wrong, but you have a podcast. If you start talking about crypto, that's something you bring to this space. That's an experience that you bring to this space. That somebody, if you never have experience of having a podcast, it's very hard for you to start a podcast, start talking about crypto.
Yeah, no, I get that. I don't know. When I think of regulation, I do agree that eventually it probably needs to be regulated. It just scares the crumb out of me the way that it could be handled eventually, but that's neither here nor there. That's in the future, and we'll have to see. We'll have to see what comes of it. But yeah, I do agree that people need to be informed before they start regulating. Speaking of all the different kinds of crypto there is there one that's kind of up and coming that you have your eye on that you like? Or is there several? I mean, if you can talk about that, I don't know. Like I'm still just blown away that there are so many.
One thing I would say, I'm not going to speak about a specific one, but
okay, that's fine.
One thing I would say about, because there's so many cryptocurrency out there, they have different not all of them do the same thing. That's why if you look at Bitcoin, which is the originator, everything starts with Bitcoin, and then you have Ethereum, and then the list goes on and on and on and on. It's a question of, okay, what is your interest? What are you interested about the most? And then if you can find one thing that you share about, and I'm pretty sure there's some form of crypto out there about how to for podcasting, or to generate to engage with your audience, and I don't know for a fact, but I think I see a few of them like that, but there are so many. I cannot tell somebody, okay, the one that I like, because there's this issue in this space sometimes. There could be maximalists in this space, people with one specific crypto, they love it so much, they think this is the only crypto that should exist. But me personally, I don't see it that way. I believe in the diversity, no matter what you are doing. People with different opinions, different point of view will emerge with a different perspective on it. So, but it's a lot to explore. The way I look at crypto, my personal investment, I look at it in three categories. I look at the long-term investment. I know, say, okay, in the future, I'm looking at Bitcoin. If you're invested in Bitcoin, if you are looking at the long term, it's like a piece of property that you own. And the beauty of it right now, as we speak, let's say you own a Bitcoin. You want money. You don't have to sell your Bitcoin. You can use it as a collateral. That's one. Or you can put it somewhere and then they pay you interest on it. That's one part. We have what we call staking in this space. You have some specific crypto, you put them somewhere, you lock them, not really lock them, you put them on an exchange, you don't touch them, and they generate, I will not say interest, they generate reward for you. So some people, that's what they love. Some people love say, okay, I will go full on Bitcoin. Some people say, okay, I love staking. Some people look at the new a new project that just coming out and it's very cheap to buy in. They buy it with the hope it will skyrocket and they make a lot of money that way. So there are a lot of great projects out there. But it's a question of you need to take some time to find out, okay, is this something that I'm passionate about? If this is something that makes sense to me. It's like any other investment. If you go to the stock market,
sure,
there are so many companies out there that you can invest into. But not everybody invests in every company out there. You look at it and say, there will be some winners, there will be some losers in every space. I don't know what what the winner will be, what the loser will be, but we know like Bitcoin, since I would say is the godfather of crypto. It's the one. Whenever Bitcoin goes up, there's a tendency to bring everything else with him, the market wise, as Bitcoin, the price of Bitcoin rise. And it's the same thing. If Bitcoin crash a little bit, the entire market can feel the panic. But it's again, me, since I invest personally. It's not a financial advice. I will not tell somebody do it like me. Just go full on. But you have to be ready for it.
Sure.
You have to be ready for it. You have to be 100% no. You have to be 100% sure. No matter what happened, okay, you will be okay with it. It's a personal decision. So later on, more people can get into it, and then they will see the benefit, and people realize they can live on it as well. And I believe a lot more people in the future will live on crypto.
Well, I think you're absolutely right. I think as it gains popularity and more of a solid ground, I think there will be a lot more people living on crypto. I just didn't realize that there was people living completely off crypto right now. Yeah.
I'm interested.
Good for you for starting this business and proving that it can be done, drinking your own Kool-Aid and showing people that that it's possible.
One thing I wanted to add, I'm living on crypto, and the majority of the business have been financed by the money that I make in this space to build it. So it's a very delicate balance to find money to build a business, to live, and then to have a little bit more to for tomorrow.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Okay, so now we're coming up on the end of this show. So I'll ask you the same two questions that I ask everybody that's on this show. Number one, what advice would you give to founders or soon-to-be founders that are going to be watching this program?
When you share about something you want to do, you just do it. Don't.
Nice.
If you think too much, that's an experience that I have. If you think too much of something, it gives you the fear. You'll find some good reason not to do it. So just do it. It's you. You won't regret it. It might not work the way you intended to for it. You intended for it to work, but in the future, when you see it, you say, "Oh, I love that experience, every single bit of it." If you didn't do it, I think if you never do it, you will never know.
Yeah. And you did it.
Yes.
You did it. And then last question. What is the best way for viewers to get in touch with you if they so choose?
The first way, you can go to the website, cryptominium.com, and I'm more active on LinkedIn than any other social media. But I'm on Twitter. I haven't tweeted that much. But I'll make an effort to be more present in this space. But if you go, you say Wolfred Wanch, at Wolfred Wanch, my name, like it is, on Twitter. And then if you go on LinkedIn, you look for Wolfred Wanch. I believe I'm the only Wolfred Wanch on LinkedIn.
Yep, you are.
So it'll be easy to find me that way. So, but in every other space, it's mostly about the business. If you go on Instagram, you can find Cryptominium. Most likely, if you go on Cryptominium, you send a message. Whoever get the message, if it is for me, they will relay the message to me.
Very good. Wolfred, it was great having you on the show. Very enlightening. I have a lot to think about for sure.
Thank you.
Appreciate your time, and you have a really great day.
Thank you. I appreciate your time as well.